You know, I follow a lot of people on YouTube, and I follow a lot of spiritual mentors and teachers from all over the world. I have done for a long time. I've read a lot of books from mentors and spiritual teachers, seen a lot of videos, watched a lot, done a lot of workshops, been to seminars, been to talks. I talk to and have mentors in my life that teach me about many things. I'm a member of many groups as well that also confluence around the spiritual nature of reality, and also come into the grounding phase of where we're at in regards to the narrative that's playing itself out in society. But at the same time as this is all going on, I do see, in my perception, I'm really only beginning to understand this through the knowledge and through the integration and assimilation with the idea, which to me rings as a truth, that everything is in life is made through your own agreements with life, your own agreements with life, how you choose to present yourself through your own personal resonance with life itself, how you choose to perceive life. Now, I have so many people that are around me in my life that are reflecting back at me my own lack of gratitude for what I have and the privileges that I have being in this life, in this lifetime, the privileges that I've experienced in this lifetime, and the initiations that I've gone through in this lifetime that have got me to this place where I am now. Now, what I mean by this is that I have people in my life that reflect back at me the fear, the anguish, the anxiety that we are heading towards a system that will completely crush them and take away from them all the God-given rights that they were born with under natural law, not under statute law or admiralty law, which is the nature of the game that's being played upon society and the deception that we are living in, at least in the Western world. The idea that they're bringing the law of the sea onto the land, admiralty law, statute law, and in that way they are deceiving the people, deceiving the populace, who are actually tied to the land and the law of the land, which is natural law, which supersedes admiralty law. And if you knew that and studied that, then you'd be able to act in that way, and to be able to act towards the public from the private, which is you, a living man, living woman, and know that you should have nothing to fear if you know thyself, if you know how to act from that place and come from that place where you actually have natural law as the foundation from where you move from in society and everything you do. You're moving from your heart, you're moving from a place of understanding that no jurisdiction, the only jurisdiction over you as a living man or a living woman is God, in whatever way you choose to perceive God. There is no authority over you. Not the police, not the government, not IID, the IRS, not the Homeland Security, not internal affairs, whatever country you're living in, Westminster parliaments. None of these have jurisdiction over you. None of them do, if you're coming from natural law. But I have people in my life and that I interact with that have shown me my own inability to recognize the fact that I need to never ever fear anything that the government or society in general does towards me, because I can make my own arrangements with that situation and go like, I'm not going to abide, consent, most importantly, consent or abide or acquiesce or comply with what you are offering me, because it does not apply to me and I don't want to be a part of it. That's the level of empowerment we need to come back to, I feel. In order to come from that place of like, you know what, I'm not going to buy into your bullshit. I don't want your narrative. I don't want your new world order. I don't want nothing to do with it. If you're going to create a digital currency in a social credit system, that's going to apply to somebody else. It's not going to apply to me. Thank you very much. It's an offer. I don't want it. No, thank you. I'll go on live my life the way I live my life. I will find solutions, have no fear, build community around me, find a way and move through this situation, or remove myself completely from it and live my life under God's law, natural law. But I have people in my life that reflect back at me the fear of, we've got 6 months left before the whole world turns to shit, and we're suddenly in this situation we find ourselves where we have digital IDs, the government watching everything we do, everywhere we go. Everyone's under surveillance. We can no longer buy pizza because the government's digital currency, digital ID means I cannot no longer spend money on the things that I want to spend it on, because Vanguard and BlackRock have tied everything up with their digital currency. You can only spend money at their corporations and their shell companies who they own, and you can only spend their money at their agencies, so they keep in power. It's all in the office stage. None of that has happened. People are still buying into it. The fear is there, and it's palatable to many people. This is what we're going to. By giving your energy to that belief, into that knowledge, into that place of manifestation, you are going to see it play out in your life. And trust me, the last couple of years, I've been writing about this. For 2 years, since 2020, I wrote about this in blogs, basically explaining what was going to happen, what was potentially going to happen, I should say, and where we were going. And the whole narrative, exposed the whole thing. Every stage of it, I exposed it completely. I gave my energy to it. And then grandfather medicine, my tumor, told me, drop this shit like it's hot. Let it go. Let other people talk about it. Give your energy elsewhere. Look to put your energy elsewhere. And by getting into studying natural law, I began to see and understand where I needed to come from. And then Tom Barnett's channel, Tom Barnett TV, and his speeches, his philosophy, his ideas, his perception took me to a whole new level of understanding that I live my life by agreement. And that's the fact. I live my life by agreement. How I choose to live my life. And when I got to that place where I began to elevate my consciousness to a place where I realized every opportunity that I have to live my life from that place of agreement is a place for me to feel grateful for what I have in my life, and how privileged I am to have what I do and do what I do, and really understand that, like truly understand to a place that what have I really got to fear in life? What's holding me back here, apart from me and the way I think and my mindsets? You know, I go through phases in my life, and I have the last couple of weeks, especially energetically, where I just feel so low. I feel low. I feel like rock bottom. I feel like, what's it all worth? Why am I even bothering? And I wonder often when I feel this way, if it's not an energetic confluence that's coming to me, because I'm resonating in a certain way of limitation. And due to my own personal resonance, how I'm feeling in that resonant state, what entities, what energies are coming around me and parasitically feeding off me, and then get me into a feedback loop as they're around me, feeding off me, and in a place where I am constantly thinking about all those things that are limiting me, and feeling downtrodden, feeling sad, feeling disappointed, feeling overwhelmed, feeling anxious because I'm not fulfilling what I always wanted to do. I've always wanted to dream of being this amazing best-selling author, and the books that I've read, that I've written and created, and the content that I've created are going to bring me all these people into my life. They're going to look at my work and share my work with me, and read it and love it, and then get something out of it, and then have value in their lives by the information they're presenting. I'm not seeing that. And I realize that's my own perception on a deep level, my subconscious, my own limitations on how I'm perceiving the world are stopping me from having these experiences, and my own want to have these experiences, right? Rather than me embodying them, me feeling into them, me living my life like these things are already happening in my life, which my friend Tosh told me many years ago. The way of manifestation is not to think about something or to write things down with intention. It is to embody them and be them in the moment, and resonate with those energies, and then let them go. But in that state of deep kind of spiraling down, and I think as much as I feel this is a personal experience, it's also a collective experience as well, energetically. And there is a, in my perception at least, a systematic overlay that's been created in the last couple of years that is defining and bringing people into that space of anxiety and chaos, and that chaos is only fueling back into the feedback loop of the paradigm and bringing people into that state of uncertainty and that unknown place, and making them feel ungrounded, making them forget what they had, that they forget that they could be grateful and turn it around and reframe their perceptions of reality to a place where, by doing that, by reframing it to a place of like, I am grateful for the air that I breathe, for the sun on my face, for the food on my table, for my good health, for the experiences that I've had for the last so many years, for the experiences of having friends, for the experiences of having this amazing tea that I'm going to drink over here right now, the smallest little things to reframe my life to a way that I am seeing it in a very different way. It's a simple choice, isn't it? How you choose to make your arrangements with life, and to come from that place of gratitude rather than a place of lack, of abundance, and that's a really interesting perspective to come to, and a really interesting place to come to in regards to where I'm going to go with next with this conversation, with this video. Now, some of the people that I follow on YouTube who are in this place where they talk about a very interesting dichotomy. One side of that is this ascension process, this paradigm shift, the idea that we're going to go into this paradigm shift and into the fifth dimension. And I don't follow these people much anymore because I can see that they're misguided in my perception. They're misguided in many ways, but they're also on some level potentially maybe a form of even controlled opposition to get people away from the real essence of where they need to be, in my perception. But this whole idea of we're going to ascend into the fifth dimension and everything's beautiful and powerful and this is the way to do it, blah, 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 blah. And they give you breadcrumbs, take you to a place where eventually they're going to sell you a course. You're going to buy a course from them that's going to take you to that next level of conscious awakening experience and give you the life that they are living now. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of these people that are saying this and giving you the breadcrumbs to get you to buy their courses are only in that place because they've exploited the most vulnerable people in the spiritual awakening community to get to that place by taking their money from them, by offering them one-size-fits-all courses to get them to a place where they actually are able to have a moment of clarity, but they still fall back into the place they were before because they've had no initiation. They've had no compound trauma. They've not gone through a process of initiation because they haven't had the hardship you go through in order to become more spiritually and consciously awakened. That's one of the most important things, I think, in regards to this process of spiritual conscious awakening today, is that the greatest lessons that we learn, the greatest evolving we have, is when we are put under pressure. Coal turns into a diamond under immense pressure. And that compounding only pushes us through the birth canal for greater understanding if we choose to perceive it. You don't get a course and go and suddenly ascend into the fifth dimension by taking this course, or you don't take a partner into your life that's going to be the love of your life due to doing a course, and learning something on a course. And my perception, it's much deeper than that. It goes well beyond that. For example, in regards to bringing a lover into your life, or bringing a partner into your life, or bringing a job into your life, or manifesting anything in your life that you want on some level to create. And my perception and my understanding is that what you resonate, how you feel about who you are, you experience in your life outside of you. That's how it works. You change the inner landscape, the inner net. You go inwards. You change how you feel about yourself, how you feel about who you are and where you are, and you embody and you act from a place of you understand you feel your cup is full. You have everything you ever wanted. The gratitude that you feel for life, the gratitude that you feel for everything that you have in your life, that changes your resonance. It changes your resonance completely. You come from a place where my cup is already full, I don't need anyone else in my life. And you come to that place where you understand that, by being here and by it being in this resonance, you move into a frequency vibration that is actually at this time on the earth, to be completely honest with you, and my perception is quite a narrow band of energy. And there are only a few people occupying, a few spirits, a few energetic beings, a few people on that level frequency band that occupy it. So when you meet somebody else, you meet someone, and you have an attraction to that person, more often than not, the initial attraction could be a physical one, but the energetic attraction might not even be there because you're resonating on one level and the person's resonating on another level, and two just don't meet. There's no resonance there that's attractive in that sense. The physical attraction is always there because the physicality is the first thing often most people see, but the resonance with that being, with that person, it just doesn't align. And my experience the last couple of years has been that, meeting people that I find attractive in regards to women, in regards to dating women, meeting women that are attractive and I'm attracted to in a physical sense, meeting them, spending time with them, and then realizing our resonances just do not align whatsoever as I get to know them as people, as beings, and then creating friendships or moving apart from each other because we have nothing in common apart from the fact that we breathe air, at least. So it's interesting to hear people say, look, you can do this and this and this, and you can bring that into your life and that into your life, and blah 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 blah. And it's a one-size-fits-all kind of spirituality. But in my perception, it's not how it is at all. The resonance that you have in your life, how you choose to project that resonance out into the world, will only bring to you that what you feel inside. And that comes to a place where I've seen some people who people have sent me videos, which I should say. People have sent me videos of people that they follow, and it's interesting to see these people talk about the chaos and the anxiety and the calamity and the confusion and the hard times and all the trials and tribulations that they're supposedly the world's going through. Yet they're living in Mexico, they're traveling around the world, they're going to Peru, they're going to Europe, then they're going back to Mexico, and they're going to Peru, and they're going here, they're living there, they're living in fucking paradise. And talking about this incredible danger that we're heading towards, this ridiculous and horrible paradigm that we're moving towards. This is what's going to happen. Billions of people are going to die, and then we're all going to go into a social credit system with a digital currency worldwide and a one world government, and it's going to be mass surveillance, and we're going to turn into robots, and those of us who haven't taken a medical procedure are going to be rounded up and thrown into concentration camps. It's just like all of this stuff is an offer. It's all speculation. It's not happened, it hasn't happened, and it's still on the offer stage, as Tom Barnett says. It's all on the offer stage, but these people parade this and talk about this shit while living in paradise. And to me, it's like it's the biggest hypocrisy I could ever perceive. It's like someone living in $1 million mansion who tells you that, I came from nothing to get to where I am today, but they don't tell you that they exploited thousands of people to get where they are today, because the people that they exploited gave them the money so they could be able to buy what they chose to buy and live the life they choose to live. They don't tell you that. But they tell you how they got to this place where they are now by doing this and doing that and doing this and doing. Nobody really giving you anything other than the fact that they give you this one, like I said before, this one size fits all spirituality, but not really giving you anything, not really telling you that they exploited other people to get where they are by bringing value into their lives, by selling them courses, but not really giving the people that they sell these courses to the knowledge to understand that, to really get the metal, to really get the grounding and truth from these experiences that they are sharing. You really need to go through the compounding hardness. You need to go through the conflict. You need to go through the pressure of the experience itself to get the honey, the sweetness of the spiritual evolution and growth. You need to go through that hard times yourself. You know what I mean? So, to me, this whole idea that revolves around this knowledge that we're heading into this nightmare world, and it's manifesting right in front of us. Everything is still in the offer stage. It's all still in the offer stage. And the hypocrisy of these people that tell us how crazy the world is and how mad it is and how wild it is and how they're going through this horrible experience as well, while they're living in fucking paradise. In my perception, living in paradise, living in a free country. Like, you come in, if you want to really know what it's like to live in with some hardship, at least in the level that it's in a 3D sense. If you interact with the public realm from the private, that being the living man, living woman, interacting with the public, I still feel free in my own country. But there are many people in this country who don't feel free. Lost their jobs, their lives, their livelihoods, their partners, their spouses, their families, their loved ones. Some have died due to medical procedures that they've taken in the last year. Others are injured seriously. But these people that tell us, who I've seen on YouTube that friends have sent me, who tell us how hard everything is and what we're going to and what's happening and how dangerous the situation is we're in right now, yet they live in fucking paradise, and the most hardest thing that they do every day is decide whether to have a cocktail or a coconut water. It's kind of hypocrisy gone wild. And there's a lot of that on YouTube. A lot of it. You know, I live my life quite simply. You know, I make a lot of videos, I make a lot of free content. I've written 14 books, published 11. I'm now about to release a album of spoken word, a cinematic experience of my life in 2020, 12 months, 12 poems. I've paid for all that myself. I've met everyone who I've met in regards to people who have helped me due to my spiritual connection with Spirit, who has guided me to bring those people into my life. I've never asked for a fucking cent. I've never asked people to buy my books. I've never gone out of my way to make people buy a course that I might be doing. I'm doing all of this because I fucking feel the call to do it. I'm not trying to get rich from doing this. I'm doing it because I feel the call to do it. And if I'm bringing value into people's lives, then fantastic that I'm achieving that which I want to achieve. And I feel as though at the moment, what I'm doing in regards to making these videos, making the free podcast and giving out free content, I'm just doing it because I love it. Not because I want to get rich from doing it. Not because I want to exploit people. I want people to understand and to get a better knowledge of who I am and what makes me the person that I am today, but also can relate to me if in regards to my work that I've written and I've created, and go, oh, that guy created these books, or this video, or this book trailer, or this album. That's the guy there that did this. That's me. I did that. I created all that. But also, I'm also just a guy having my experiences and living my life. And you know, I'm not here to tell anyone how to live their lives. I'm only sharing with you information that I'm discovering myself and what I'm learning about my life. It doesn't apply to anyone other than me. That's the most important thing. I would never tell anyone how to live their lives, but I'm saying what works for me. I'm explaining what my perceptions are of reality. And some of these characters who have got millions of followers on YouTube, millions of followers, who are celebrities who, like, once again, talk about this hardship and talk about how hard things are for them and how difficult it is for them and how crazy and wild and constrictive and limited their lives have been. Yet I see them traveling the world. Traveling the world with people like me in my position that I'm in. The money that I have coming in goes straight out to pay for stuff that I've created. I've got a team of people that I keep employed to work with me to create my publishing company, to create my creative outlets, to help me to create information and get this information out there and get me out there so people can understand who I am. I'm doing it all off the skin of my back. But these people for whatever reason they choose to, are living their lives like fucking rock stars. Still, like for me to go from here to Mexico, for example, the cost of now flying there is 3 PCR tests just to leave the country, which is about $750 New Zealand. Plus, if I go to, say, Mexico, it's probably going to be about between $2.5 and $3,000 to get there on a flight. You know, it's double of what it used to be. And I don't have the kind of cash floating around to do that, you know. And if I get there, what am I going to do? But I'm doing everything now that I do on my YouTube channel, my podcast. I'm doing it all for nothing. It's all for free. I'm giving all this content away for free because I want to give it away for free. I want to be able to give you this content. I want to be able to get. I've got all these books to sell, but I'm not trying to sell anything to anyone. They're just there for you to buy if you want to buy them. But once again, it comes back to that place of gratitude for me. I am extremely grateful that you are watching this video. I am extremely grateful for the fact that I've created 14 books, published 11, and they're all fantastic books. They are amazing books. They're the books that I love to read, and they're the best work that I've read, and they're genres that I've read from all the books in my 50 years of life in this body. They're fantastic books. But I'm not going to tell you to go out and buy them. That's your choice to go and buy them if you choose to. And I would appreciate that because it would allow me to do more videos and to write more books potentially in the future and to do more podcasts. But in the meantime, I'll just do what I do. I have my day hustle and I'll do that as well because this is who I am. I don't live my life under any illusions. The resonance that I choose to create in my being is the resonance that will bring me into my life the experience that I choose to have. And every day I want to be more grateful for what I have and live under no illusion that life is not about agreements, for it is. It totally is. Thanks for watching. I truly appreciate it. Mate wa. I'll see you again soon.